9.7 double dot plot. So a dot plot is displayed using small dots for each piece of data. So the dots are also ordered from least to greatest. So it's like on a number line. There's different shapes that the data can represent. So if it's symmetric, that means that it's the same on both sides. Skewed right means that there's less data on the right side. Skewed left means that it is less data on the left. So there's a spread part of it. The spread shows that it describes how far apart the data is from one another. This can also be represented by the range. Remember that the range means the maximum minus the minimum. So it's like the greatest number of the number line, or where that the data is left, to the least. So to find the center, like the 5 number summaries, you have the median and the mean both represent the center of the data. Okay, so the mean, remembers, is the average, and the median is the middle. When the data is skewed, then the median is best representation of the data. So the median, remember, is the middle. When the data is symmetric, then the mean is the best representation of the data. So the mean is the average. And remember, you get your average by adding up all of the numbers and then dividing by the total number of data points. All right, so let's look at some questions. So use what you know about the points, the box plots, to answer the following questions. So the height of all 22 students in Mrs. Danny's preschool class are shown below. So this is our total. 22 is our total. It says describe how the data is distributed. So if we notice that we have 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 4, 4, and then 5, then this is a symmetric data piece. Pen went out. Try that again. It says, what is the median height of all the students in Miss Danny's class? So remember, median is the middle. So you can look to see if it's symmetric where the middle will fall. So it's probably going to fall in the 36 data range, but we can count just to be sure. Remember, there's 22, so that means 11 is going to be your middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's your 11 piece. So the middle is going to fall with 36. What is the mode height of the students in Miss Danny's class? Remember, mode is the most. So the most is the one that stands out, which is also 36. The range is the max minus your minimum, which is 40 minus 32, which is going to give me 8. All right, so then let's move on and look at some other questions. All right, so it says use the information below to create a dot plot and answer the questions about the data. So 2 different classes were asked how many minutes each student traveled to school in the mornings. Okay, so we actually have to create the dot plots. So what you do is you just go through the data points and you put dots on the number line. So it says room 434, so make sure you look at the right one. So I'm just going to go through and put dots on the numbers in the order that they listed, so that way I don't mix them up. So I'm just putting the dots on the number line of where they go. Okay, so I'm done with 434. So now I'm going to go over and do 425. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put the dots on the number line. And that's all a dot plot is taking the data and putting the dots on there and then answering the questions. So it says describe the shape of the two graphs above. So if you notice on 434 that it's not, there's really no pattern. Yes, there's 3, 2, none, 3, 2, but if I'm looking at the different shapes that it could take, symmetric, skewed right, or skewed left, there's really no pattern. So for room 434, there's no pattern. Hopefully you can tell by room 425 that this pattern is actually symmetrical, because it is the same on both sides. Okay. All right, so then it says determine the median in each data set. So for 434, there's 10 data points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So actually the median would fall first in 6 minutes, because that is the middle. For room 425, so we still have 10. So then I would look for 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 5 minutes would fall for my median. So median, remember, means middle. So it says on number 5, what is the difference between the center of room 425 and the center of room 434? So you would have 6 minus 5 from the median. So the center, remember, is the median. So 6 minus 5 is 1. So that would be your answer on that one. And then number 6, it says mark each of the following statements as true or false based on the information. So it says the distribution of room 434 is symmetrical, while the distribution for room 425 is skewed left. So if we go back to number 3, 434 is not the symmetrical one. 425 is the one that's symmetrical. So this is false. So 434 is not symmetrical, and 425 would be the symmetrical one. So all I'm doing is I'm then going back and fixing it with correct terms to make it true. So that way I know what could make it true. The median of minutes, the number of minutes in room 425 is 5 minutes, is greater than the median number of minutes in room 434. So that would be 6 minutes. So this is false, because this is actually less than. Okay, excellent. So room 434 has a smaller range than room 425. So 434's range is 8 minus 4, which is 4. and 425 is 7 minus 3, which is also 4. So this is false because these are actually equal. It's not smaller. The mode number of minutes in room 425 is the same as the mode number of minutes in 434. So mode is the most. So for 434, the mode would be 4 and 7 because both of those are the most, and you can have two modes, so 4 and 7. And then 425, the mode is 5. Oops, I'm on the wrong one. Let me erase that and go back up. 4 and 7, and this one is 5. Okay, so this is false. And then the distribution of room 425 is symmetrical, so yes, I do agree. While the distribution for room 434 is skewed right. So that means most of the data is going to be on the left side. And really, remember, there's no pattern. So because this says skewed right, I don't agree with that. So I think that this is false as well, because there's no pattern on that one. Okay, so that is dot plots. The thing to remember about dot plots is that they're going to be comparing. You're looking at finding the center, the median is the middle, and the mode is the most. The range is your maximum value minus your minimum value. Remember, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask your 7th grade math teacher.